Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Flex Appeal podcast. One day, the number one fitness podcast in the world. Not yet, though. My name is Ryan, and today I have a very interesting guest who has a lot to give to this podcast, I want to say, which is Abby. I'm not going to introduce you. You obviously introduce yourself because you know more about you than I do. You are currently at uni studying
sport and exercise science,
which is
looking at how you can develop athletes and the general population on health.
Interesting. So, not sports psychology, because there's so many degrees you can do.
We do a module in it.
Do you? Okay,
yes.
That's interesting because
broad.
There are so many sports science degrees. Yes. I think.
Yeah.
And we've got obviously Uni of Gloucester. We've got Hartbury as well, which is big, one of like the sports unis. So yeah, I mean, there's so many different degrees you can do in sport. I never went to uni. It was never my thing. I don't know if you can tell. I never went to uni. And then what else do you do? So you are the women's football team captain.
Club captain.
Club captain.
Yeah.
Why not team?
That gets decided by the coaches.
Oh, okay, fine.
I do all the admin and getting people to join the club.
Oh, so you've got to do all the work behind the scenes,
yeah.
And you've got to wear the little armband.
I don't wear the armband.
Wait, you're not the captain?
No.
The team... Oh, right, so you're the club captain, not the team captain.
No, separate.
Ah, different thing. Okay, so you're like the society captain. You're like the president of the society.
Yeah,
okay,
much.
that's really cool.
So
that's probably better.
I just do all the work
Let's be honest.
behind the scenes and just let that crack on.
Because anybody can wear the captain's armband. Look, I've seen it a lot of times. The captain gets subbed off and someone else wears that armband.
Well, I'm always the club captain. I don't get subbed off.
Well,
there we go.
What position did you play?
Centre back.
Centre back. Oh, okay. That's a new one. Everybody always wants to play striker. Because I did, recently we did, with the Army Cadets, we did football tryouts. We do regional, national sports.
Yeah.
And we did football tryouts. And we had quite a few women or girls trying out. And these girls, some of them play for like the best teams in the Southwest. Which is crazy. And obviously women's sport is becoming a really big thing.
Massive.
I feel like women's sport has always been quite a big thing. There's always been women's sports.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's definitely getting bigger, better, more. It's way more entertaining. I'm going to be so for real. It's so much more. Now, don't get me wrong. Watching Cheltenham Town FC, and we'll get onto that in a second, is not the most entertaining thing I've ever done. Because that was. Yeah.
You see a lot less rolling around on the floor in women's sports.
I think with women, with women's sports, and I can only talk from a man looking in, they want it more. It's more important to you.
Yes, we're trying to make a statement.
Yeah, and I watched the Women's Euros, the Women's World Cup.
I was in Switzerland.
And did you?
I went to Switzerland to see them.
That's sick.
Yeah.
So this is the thing, right, is I just found that so much more entertaining.
Yeah.
Right? And as a country as well.
Can we just talk about England should not have been in that final?
Do you not think?
No.
Who did they play against? I totally know.
I can't remember in the final, but like considering that we'd win in the 91st minute.
Oh, that was the one where we're like, yeah,
we did that 3 games in a row. We went to penalty shootouts.
Yeah, that was
like, come on. It was.
Yeah, but it's entertainment, isn't it?
It was.
It's entertainment. It keeps you on the edge of your seat, and it makes people want to watch, which is exciting. Because I think that if you watch, I don't follow football very much anymore. I used to.
Yeah.
Used to be a massive football fan. Though now everybody always asks if I play rugby. I never played rugby. I've never watched a game of rugby.
Really?
The only
Six
game
Nations is on right now.
Is it?
It is.
The only game of rugby I've ever watched again is cadet, regional, and national rugby. That was it, and that was sevens. So I've never watched a full-on 15-person game of rugby. It never interested me, but football always did.
Yeah.
Who do you support?
Like men or women?
Oh, both. Yeah, either one.
Well, I went against my parents and supported Liverpool instead of Arsenal. I don't really follow men's football though. Like,
yeah, valid. Yeah.
So that's just kind of who it is.
Yeah.
And then women is Bristol City. Women, they're on the up. Well,
how exciting!
Well, they got promoted and then they got relegated again, and then that comes with the massive gap that is between Bristol City women, who aren't backed by a Premier League club, to playing like Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, who are backed by Premier League clubs. So the amount they get in is so much different.
Right. So, because this gets onto not the politics of it, but the behind the scenes of it, right? So, Arsenal Women's FC.
Yes. Oh,
right?
crazy.
They are like the best team. And arguably, at the moment, they're like the team. They're like the glory days of Man United kind of game.
Yeah.
And obviously, you've got Everton as well, Chelsea.
Yeah. Man City.
Aston Villa.
Yep.
Man City. So, they are actually, they're backed by Premier League clubs, so they get their funding from the men's side as well, or?
Well, I don't know how much of it they do, but they're more likely to get funding from the men's clubs.
Whereas Bristol City might be National League South. Oh, they're Championship.
Well, so like
the men's team. The men's team.
The women's team are WSL too. Yeah. They split the WSL.
Yeah.
So if you think about how Arsenal can sign all these multi-million players, we don't have any money to really do that. We have to get people on loan, and then it causes. So it is interesting how it works, and you definitely saw it when they got promoted to when it was just WSL. You could see
because they split it down, didn't they?
Yeah,
that I do know. They had like 20 something odd teams, and then they split it down. But Bristol City FC, as in the normal FC, the men's club,
the men's,
that they're in League Two.
No, they're in Championship.
Are they?
They're sitting 10th right now, I believe.
Sorry, Bristol City FC. I'm a Man United fan.
Yeah, they've sat 15th and like that for the last like 5 years, and they were in playoffs last year. Nice.
Well, I'll tell you what, Wolverhampton Wanderers, just because we're talking about football, one of my clients supports Wolves, and it's the only time, 2 times a week, I look at the Premier League standings because I see my 2 clients. One's a West Ham supporter, one is a Wolves supporter, and I think Wolves is on course for the record lowest number of points.
Really?
In the Premier League ever. So that's exciting. So Bristol City FC, have you ever, so you are doing sports and exercise science.
Yeah.
Where does that lead you do you want to go into the football world?
I don't know. I think I will be looking at options elsewhere because I have done football since I was 12. I've been playing it. I ref, I coach.
Wow.
I work with Bristol City. I do their holiday camps.
That's so cool. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so with the holiday camps, we provide football to children that are in deprived areas. They come for free. We give them a hot meal, and we coach them football.
That's a great. I love that.
Yeah,
but that's what football should be about. I think.
Bristol City do it really well. I would say
it should be such a community. Yeah, well, yeah, but biased for a reason as well. You know, like I don't know of any other clubs that do that, but then I wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm not in that know. So where does exercise science or sport and exercise science lead to in the world then? So obviously, like I say, I'm a PT. I did a level 3 or level 2 and level 3 PT course online. I'm then now doing a level 4 sports nutritionist course online, and I'm doing my sports massage therapy course, which is blended learning.
Yeah.
So that's all very much, it's very simple as to what it leads to.
Yeah.
Being a PT means you're probably going to work in a gym. Being a sports massage therapist means you're probably going to be massaging people, you know? So if you don't want to work in football, what do you want to do?
I want to work in sport, and I think my ultimate goal is to develop athletes to more the performance side. Whether that's like performance analysis or more down the physiology and biomechanics route. And you look at me like you don't know what I'm on about, but physiology is like
biomechanics.
Physiology is like, your actual, what's going on inside you, and biomechanics is how you operate, the physics. But then I also do enjoy the side of it where it's like looking at the health population, and like, as you know, like children aren't going outside as much, and children are obese, and so it's how you can get the general population to get fitter, get healthier, and just adults and older populations as well. So there's lots of different routes.
I think that is probably the best thing that you can do with any kind of sport or health or fitness qualifications, is just focus on the health of the population of, well, everywhere. Yeah. But I actually had an interview with a journalist the other day, really cool. And she was talking to me about this, and I said, well, look, I don't have a 6-pack. I don't look like Chris Hemsworth. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. I would love to look like Chris Hemsworth 24/7, but it's not possible, right? No. You can't do that. And I think a lot of coaches, a lot of PTs, they focus on you look good, thus you feel good.
Yes.
But that doesn't always happen. And that's very prominent in bodybuilding.
Yes.
Where you look phenomenal, but I know many a bodybuilder who hate the way they look. and they have really bad body dysmorphia. So they don't necessarily go hand in hand.
Yes.
So like you say, it's about nurturing the health of the population, and I think that is what we should be focusing on more as a nation.
Yeah. No, I agree, because social media is just, it's good, and then it's not great.
Do you know what, though? This has been such a trend. I've talked about this. So this is going to be episode 6, likely. This is going to be episode 6. So we've had 5 previous episodes where I think every single one of them has gone over perception versus opinion, or social media influence, which is incorrect. With Ellie, we talked about how, and Krez as well, actually, we talked about how athletes don't film their zone 2 training. They don't film their rehab. They film their really hardcore threshold sessions. They're really, lifters, powerlifters that don't film their little bits. They film their big benches, big squats, big deadlifts. So it gives a very unjust view of what things are. And I think social media is great. I agree with you.
It is.
It is one of the best things that's happened to the world in terms of we can all communicate with one another. However, the caveat to that is it is the worst thing that's ever happened in the world, because you just see so many things and you think, oh my God, I see so many people on Instagram who post things. I'm like, have you actually looked into that? That is not how you get a toned tummy. That is not how you drop weight fast. It's not how you do it. It doesn't work like that.
Have you heard of Alona Ma, USA rugby player?
I've not. I didn't even know they had rugby in USA, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so she came to Bristol Bears.
Okay. Which is a rugby team, I assume.
Well, because she wanted to get into the World Cup. I'm broad knowledge, but she is gorgeous. She went on Dancing with Stars, and she's built because she's a rugby player.
So naturally,
you're going to be built. And so she's fit. She just is.
Woman crush?
No, but then the comments that she's get was you look too manly, you look fat in that dress,
Hate it.
And she's like, I could probably crush your skull if I wanted to.
Yeah.
With 2 fingers.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate
but
hate
that's
that.
just, she's built in the way that she needs to do her job. That's why she looks the way she looks, and she's happy in that.
It jars me that people's opinions are so unfounded as well.
Yeah.
Have you even bothered to look into anything? There's, funnily enough, there's a fitness person who owns Mini Beast, Carrie June, I think her name is. She's quite big on social media, and a lot of people say that she's faking this and she doesn't look good for this, and why is she doing this? And I'm like, why on earth are you using your social media to bring someone down?
Yeah.
A rugby player like that, right? And it's just, that is her job.
Yeah.
Right? She has to be like that for her job. And she enjoys it. And she loves how she looks. And she's very good at her job.
Yeah.
Right? And so to then go, well, don't like the way you look. It's like, okay, great. Okay. Cool. When did I ask?
1v1 meanest crumb.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 1v1, let's go. And I think that's the thing with social media, is I think that we're very much took into fasts.
Yeah.
Farces, sorry, not fasts. We're taken into farces, and it's very surface level.
Yeah.
Nobody does any research. They see an Instagram workout, they think, oh my God, this is going to make me feel so good. And it doesn't. And then they go, well, it didn't work.
So you'll see the results in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and maybe you see the results in 2 weeks, but then 2 weeks later, you've regained the weight and it's come back on. That's what's happening with GLPs, fat loss drugs. I think that's how you call them. With like Mounjaro and stuff like that. Is a lot of people are losing the weight, but a lot of people then regain the weight and more. Yeah. If they don't maintain regular exercise. So that's that. It's quite interesting to think that as you could go down two very different routes. In essence, you could go down training athletes, elite level athletes. Yeah. What kind of athletes would you like to work with? Have you got? Obviously, you work with football, but like badminton. Volleyball? I
just think
curling.
Yeah, anything that requires me to be there, I will try my best to
watch this space. 10 years time, be the head of Team GB. Have you ever watched the Olympics?
Yeah, Winter Olympics are soon, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they start this week actually.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I actually found out a really fun fact for you today.
Oh no,
curling stones?
Yes.
Do you know that they're only allowed to be produced from one place in the entire world?
That does make sense.
And it's Ailsa Craig in Scotland. I watched this on TikTok.
Did you look into that?
I did, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Imagine your point 2 seconds before.
So Ailsa Craig is, funny enough, my cousin is called Ailsa as well, so great name. They make, it's granite, which is 60 million years old.
Yeah.
And that's the only granite they're allowed to use to make the curling stones.
Oh, wow.
Fun fact for you. I'd love to go.
Fun facts.
I'll tell you what, though, I would love to go and watch the Olympics. You know, the ones well, unfortunately they're in America, but I would like to go and watch the ones in LA. I think that would be pretty cool. So you currently work with Cheltenham Town, right?
I do.
Sorry
yes.
for slagging them off earlier.
Yeah. So hopefully they didn't watch this.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry guys. You guys are great. I really enjoy watching
good
you
football.
Guys. To be fair, it is nice to have a football team that's local.
Yes.
And I think they've got quite a good, because they've got a women's football team now as well.
Yeah, they do, and they play quite highly.
Yeah.
I think they play in
maybe the men's team can
WNL, National League. I think they're in.
I don't understand all the football leagues.
I understand the men's better than the women's. I couldn't sit here and explain.
So in men's, because so Bishop's Cleeve, right? They've got a football team.
They do,
and it's like National League South. Then it or like National League South, National League North, then National League, League One, League Two, Championship, Premier League. Yeah. There's like 7 leagues, right?
Yeah.
Because I again watched the TikTok ages ago, and it was like, if you wanted to start a football team today, RQDXFC, that'd be great, or Flex Appeal FC, that would be great. Come on. It would take you something like 24 years.
That's crazy.
To go from zero to the Premier League, back to back promotions.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So so you work with Cheltenham Town? I
do, on an internship in there with their sport and exercise scientist, who was a graduate of the University of Gloucester.
Oh wow, look at that, alumni. And what does your day-to-day look like with that? Well,
so I only do Tuesday nights.
Okay, fine. What does your night look like?
So I'm in the gym with them from 5 till 7, 2 different sessions, and it's just about. So we just finished a testing block, so it's just comparing their results beforehand. And cool. We did testing just before Christmas, looking at like their hamstring differences in their hamstrings. You know, because your hamstrings, you're more likely to get injured.
Yeah.
And just testing their strength, really.
That's quite cool.
It's good. It's good to bond with them.
And you've been enjoying that?
Yes. No, I really do enjoy it.
You've done. So what year are you in at uni? Second year. Second year. So you got another 1 more year after this.
Yeah.
Nice. So what placements have you done so far? Is this your first placement?
This technically is my first placement. Obviously, my work with Bristol City back home, like there is some crossover.
Yeah, fine.
And I know people that are in. So my ultimate goal would like to be get like a placement over the summer with Bristol City. Yeah. But then that's a bit harder because they're obviously higher and they're sensitive info and but just be more placements. Yeah, really, if I can.
It's practice, isn't it? It's getting that kind of I don't think it would be social proof, but it's the idea that it's experience over everything else. I think experience more than qualifications is the most important thing. 100%. Don't get me wrong. I think the bar to get into, training athletes should be higher.
100%.
Should be higher than being a personal trainer. And actually, I was talking about this with a few people, that there's not very many regulated titles.
No, there's not, especially in nutrition. You mentioned you're doing nutrition.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We've just started a nutrition module.
We've talked about this a lot on the podcast.
Yeah. And it's just anyone can say they're a nutritionist, and
pissed me off. I'll tell you what. So people who qualify as a PT 8 weeks, and then they start giving meal plans. Now, as a personal trainer, you can give macro guidance and stuff like that. So I can tell you what your macros should be, or could be.
But then it's different for everyone as well. It's all individualized.
Exactly. So, but as a PT, you should be tailoring all of your stuff to each person. So I can go and I can have a look and I can say, wow, so you should be having 2,300 calories, and of that should be 221 grams of carbs, 160 grams of protein, whatever. Yeah. I can say that, and this is and I can give guidance. I can say, and you could get that protein from this, but so many PTs
eat this, eat that.
Just go right. Here's your app. So I've just moved to a new app as a PT, and that means that I've got lots of different things I can do, and it does do meal plans on there, right, and recipe books. Yeah, I don't give out meal plans yet. I will do when I'm a nutritionist because I will be qualified to do so. However, I know a lot of PTs who look for an app that will give them meal plans, either AI or they'll get like templates.
Oh my God, I hate AI.
Yeah, I know. And then especially in the coaching space. And then they go, oh well, yeah. So I've just qualified as PT. You're going to take me I'm going to take you on as a client, and here's your meal plans.
Yeah.
And it's like I know some PTs who give out their meal plans that their coach gives them to their clients. And it's just like that just does not work. You know, you're a bloke giving a female your calories and your meals at your meal timings. It doesn't work. And so I think that, you know, nutritionist should be a protected title, a regulated title.
100%.
Because I also think I have no place, as a PT, I have no place coaching high-level athletes. Yeah. I have coached a few, you know, under 18s playing football. I have one client now who is a mountain biker and he's doing some mountain bike stuff. I do
that's so cool.
triathlons and high roxes and stuff like that. I can help people with that, and I can coach people towards that. But the kind of stuff that you're going to dive into, I'd probably give it a good go.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't charge, you know, a lot of money for it. And also, you know, it's good practice. Yeah. But you know, I think that you need a bar to entry for some things, which is obviously what you're doing now. Yeah. And have you enjoyed your course so far?
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
I chose sport and exercise science because I have a lot of friends that are on like sports therapy and like sport performance and S&C, and that's very clear in like they're going to go down that route. Whether my course is like, well, you could go down performance and you could do nutrition and you could do performance. So we do, and psychology. We do psychology. So I like it in the fact that it's always different. Yeah. Like it's not just, well, this is how you rehab and this is like how you get them back to being fit, and their injury, like, you know, or their performance. You're not just looking at that. So I really enjoy that it's so different all the time. Well,
actually, so Rosie, one of the guests that we've had on before, she is a sports rehabilitator.
Yeah.
I think she's doing it at uni. I don't know if maybe she's.
You're gonna look silly now.
I am going to look silly now. Roll the clip. No, she's at uni doing sports rehabilitation. Yeah. And I'm a bit upset with myself actually looking back at that episode that I didn't quiz her more on it, which is why I want to talk to you more about your degree.
Their knowledge though is crazy.
What, your lecturer's knowledge?
Like sports, like rehab people, sports therapy people, what they need to know is crazy.
Yeah, because I think again, two different levels of things, being an online coach and a PT to being a sports rehabilitator, a sports therapist. So so you're doing nutrition at the moment? Yeah,
nutrition. You're testing my knowledge. Performance analysis, S&C, programming design, research and design, but that's for our dissertation. And then, there's one more module. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Well,
failed that one.
Be like,
so once you finish, you could go and work in a gym, like in a high performance gym, if you wanted to.
Realistically, if they want to hire an undergrad that has a degree in sport and science, yes.
So you're doing performance analysis
right now. Yeah.
How important is performance analysis for the general population or people who just go to the gym? Because this interests me, because I do something reasonably similar with my client who's a mountain biker. And I want to start doing it more with my mountain biker and with my clients in general. I always do monthly reviews. I always do slight testing phases, which I think is really important. So obviously as an athlete, you need to review your performance as you would do in any job. You've got your KPIs, stuff like that. So, but in fitness, it's different. But in business, you have, your key performance indicators, and you're going to have your marketing plan, and you're going to have a wrap-up plan of that. Whereas with sport, you need to have a performance review. How important is it for general people?
Yeah, I think it depends on like what goal your clients or athletes in my case are trying to get out of it. So we're lucky that our first team, my football team, get performance analysis. So the master students give us stat vests, film the performance, and then they'll break it down on like how we've lined up, oppositions, what we can do better.
So performance analysis is in literally your positioning on the pitch?
Well, there's so many different ones. Like you can look at individual players, team performance. So like your mountain biking, for example, you'll look at the different components of how fast they can do a trail and what factors go into that. But then for football, there's so many. But it then depends on how many analysts you have, because if you're asking one person to do team, opposition, individual players, that is so much work.
Yeah, you can't. That's going to be a bit overwhelming, and it's better for you to do one thing well than 3 or 4 things badly. Yeah. You know. So yeah, I think that's. And what's been your interesting or most interesting thing about performance review at the moment?
Well, we've only just started the module actually.
Fine.
So funny enough, we were watching. So when you're trying to get people to help you analyze something, you need to, oh my God, my lecturer's going to hate me because I can't remember what it's called, but you need to break down the definition of what you're classing as, in our example, was a pass and a cross in football.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of back and forth between like me and the class of just what is a pass, what is a cross.
Cross is square and pass is X.
Oh, on a controller. Oh, right. Nice, dude. Yeah, that's what I'll say next time. I'll say, actually,
A and X, I think it is.
Yeah, whip out the Xbox and we'll have a go. But like, then she gave us a definition and we watched the clips back and then we're all on the same page of what's a pass, what's a cross. So you need to be really like on it with what you're defining it as and making sure that the people you're telling it to understand it as well.
Yeah. So, are you quite a data nerd? Not nerd, that's a mean word, but you're quite a data nerd.
No,
data means
Excel.
everything. Say again.
I hate Excel.
Do you? Okay. Because data never, I always say this to my clients.
Data never lies.
Data never lies. Yes. Yeah. So when I set goals for my clients, I do I do weekly check-ins with the majority of my clients.
Nice.
And I'll say, what improved this week and, how did this feel? And then sometimes they'll go, oh yeah, well, I didn't want to weigh in this week. And I feel good though. I'm like, okay, but you can't.
That's good.
And don't get me wrong, you can.
Oh, 100%.
You can measure a feeling.
Yeah.
Right. But data is what's important. Yeah, exactly. But data is very important. And when it comes to analyzing performance for athletes, I bet you, so things like VO2 max testing and stuff like that. I'd love to do a VO2 max test, although it looks horrendous. Oh, I think I'd throw up. I threw up at the beginning of the year doing a Hilux workout. So, but I'd love to do VO2 max testing. I think that'd be really interesting, if nothing else, for TikTok. And what was the unit you did before performance reviews? So
last semester we were doing biomechanics, sports psychology, and research design. So that's more like on our dissertation.
So could you go into psychology of athletes?
Because that's what sports psychology is.
So and in that, what is explain sports psychology to your best of your ability.
Oh my God. My lecturers are just they're gonna watch
we're gonna send this to them. This is your dissertation,
Yeah.
So when I think of psychology, I think of the deep down meanings of things and stuff like that. But sports psychology, I couldn't really tell. Well, obviously I couldn't tell you what it was.
Well,
I can put it into ChatGPT.
AI is so bad. You got your health and well-being of your athlete, and then so there's different factors of performance. There is so much psychology, in both my lecturers specialize in different areas. So you've got your CBT, your cognitive, how that makes you feel, and then whatever else Sarah does. Sorry, Sarah. She works at Cheltenham Town as their sports psychologist.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
But it's looking more athletes coming back from injury, how their psychology affects that, because if they're scared, they're mentally going, oh my God, I'm going to get back on this pitch and I'm going to get injured again. They're more likely to get injured.
Yeah.
So it's looking at what techniques you can put in place, interventions of how they can just calm themselves down. So
you're probably dealing with a lot of self-limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
That's probably that's what I would think of when I think of sports psychology. Yeah. I would think of if I go for a big deadlift or a big squat, and I say this to my clients all the time. So whenever I teach clients to do squat, bench, deadlift, I always teach them how to fail, especially with a squat, because
oh my God, that's hell. A squat fail. My God.
The thing is, a lot of people don't do that. They don't teach people how to fail. So the first thing I would ever do, if you're reasonably new to the gym, and I'll say, have you ever barbell squat? They'll say, no. Well, this is how you do it. And this is how you fail. If you can't get back up, do this.
Yeah.
And let's practice this.
Yeah.
Because what happens 9 times out of 10 is they'll put some heavy weight on the bar and they won't get full depth. And they won't get full depth because they're afraid they can't get back up. But if you teach them how to fail, right, and how to bail out of it, no dramas whatsoever.
Yeah.
And somebody said to me, if you close your eyes when you're doing a lift, you're more likely to do it because you can't see yourself doing it. Yeah, because if you like got a mirror in front of you or something, you can't see yourself doing it. But also, you know, I think if I say I can't do this, 9 times out of 10, I can't lift this. But then, you know, and lots of my clients have been like this, and lots of my friends who I train with, you know, I can't lift that. I'm like, you can. Just try. And then they do, and then they hit it. And I'm like, yeah, it's because you knew you could do it, as I knew you could do it. But I think that's what I think of when I think of sports psychology anyway, is self-limiting beliefs and just allowing yourself that space to fail as well, I think.
100%.
Especially in sports. You're not going to win every game.
Nope.
You're not going to score a hat-trick every single game. You know, how is your season going, by the way?
Both our ones. Oh well, if the ones win the rest of their games, they can get promoted. They got promoted last season, so they get promoted again.
How do universities? So is it a university league?
Yes, Bucks.
Bloody nod.
British universities, college, and sports.
So and you're in the second team.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Because you're in the second year.
No.
Or just because you?
Because the first team is
like
it's performance.
Right.
And I don't personally perform well under pressure, which, you know, sports psychology.
Yeah.
So I would rather do some football that I enjoy.
You want to play it for the fun of playing it, not to win trophies.
Yeah. Well,
winning trophies
are fun, but it's the pressure. But then the twos right now, we're unbeaten. But we've only played 2 games. So we've got like 4 games in hand. And for the next 6 weeks, we're back to back to back to back.
So who are you playing next?
Cardiff Met.
And then?
You're off the top.
Well, who have you played against so far? And you absolutely shit on them, you said.
No, we played Bristol Fours, which was an unsurprising. They really surprised us because last season they were a new team, and like they were battling well, and they unfortunately I think they came like bottom of the league, but we don't get relegated. I don't think.
It'd be a bit weird if university did get relegated, because what would you get relegated to? Sixth form? Do you know what I mean? Like, how does that work?
But then we played Bristol Fours this year, first game. We won 6-1. It was a hell of a battle.
Spat on, mate.
No, but like it was a hell of a battle. And then like out of nowhere, Bristol Fours just started winning like all their games.
Oh shit!
So you cannot read our table, like you do, because Cardiff. So it's us and Cardiff met at the top. We'd only played 2 games. Cardiff had done the same. We were both on 6 points. Bristol come out of nowhere, win like 2 games. So they were then second above us because we've only played 2 games.
Yeah.
UE, so University West of England, are now like third as well. You cannot read this table. Like it's actually crazy.
How many people in your league?
5.
Fine. And how do the university leagues work?
It tends to be like kind of regional. So we play like Cardiff is us, it's UE, it's Bristol, and it's Bath.
Yeah.
So we're the Western tier.
Sorry, go on. I've just got a plug for you, actually.
But then I think once you start getting higher up, so our ones, they're in the Western tier, but they play like Plymouth.
So Southwest.
Yeah. So like
regional.
Solent, Southampton, they play them.
Yeah.
So it gets bigger as you go higher up.
But then what if the ones win, they become what? The zeros? No. Stupid question.
No,
but
they're still the ones, but they'll go into, I think, tier 1. Yeah, they'll go into tier 1. They're in they're in tier 1.
Man.
Yeah, it's crazy because then so like Loughborough, they have about 7 teams, but they have like I think it's called the Super League or something, where it's like Hartbury ones, Loughborough ones. It's like all the teams that compete like properly. Most of them go on to play like high level football. Yeah, they all compete because like if we played Loughborough ones, we'd get smacked.
Have you ever? Did you see the FA Cup last year? Somebody played against Tottenham. That they were like National League South or something.
I roughly know.
It was the maddest thing ever because like their stadium could only like hold like 3,000 people or something, and they were hosting Tottenham Hotspur at home. And
oh damn.
I think that this guy was a carpenter. This guy was a carpenter. He outskilled like 2 people on the Tottenham Hotspur team, and they lost, I think, but they did really they did quite well for a National League South, or not might even be below that. I think they were 5 leagues below Tottenham. Wow. So yeah, because they were semi-professional football. They were the ones that he was a carpenter or something like that. He was he was a tradie, I think, and he just did a little Ronaldo on these guys.
That's crazy.
So any thoughts of going
so you got nothing to lose?
Going to what's the league called where Cristiano Ronaldo plays in Saudi?
Couldn't tell you.
Or Barcelona. You could go and put like sports science at Barcelona.
Yeah, and like there's so many opportunities all over the world as well. That would be really cool.
And go abroad. I think you got to think about how many sports there are.
Oh,
that you could probably go an expert in any one of them.
Yeah.
You know. What I was going to say to you while I was thinking is, have you ever heard of Archon?
No.
A university lifting league.
Oh, right.
Or university fitness league, so a UFL. And I am surprised to see Gloucestershire not on it. So I've judged it for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
They do a competition in March, and Archon is an app that's it's an S&C app, but it's also now, or it's like squat, bench, deadlift, like powerlifting, and then there's engine stuff as well. So you've got strength and engine. And I've always been interested to see that there's no Gloucester team on there.
Wow.
I might give you the details of Matt, who runs Archon, and they basically do like they work with university, like Liverpool University. God, there's so many of them. I will put the link in the description to this video actually, because probably by the time this video goes out, I'll have done the next set of judging. But yeah, they do a competition, Gymshark Lifting Club, every year.
Oh wow!
And it's all just these big university people who do this, that, and the other. And what might be interesting for you or some of your people to come down and watch it. Or even take part in it potentially. But so that was what I was thinking about while I was listening to your football. So you've done, and you're doing nutrition now as well.
Yes.
And you're finding that interesting?
Yes.
Because that will really help with your goal of kind of nurturing health in the general population.
Yes.
I feel like there isn't enough talk about nutrition. Well, calories are definitely demonized.
Oh, yes.
Well, they shouldn't be, in my opinion.
So we, as like practice, the university offers health testing to the staff. So we take height and weight, we take their blood, so like blood glucose and cholesterol, and then we take like their lung function. So that's really cool to be doing. But the amount of people that would walk in, I'd be like, oh, like pop your shoes off, I'm gonna measure your height, and then like step on the scales. The amount of people that are just like, oh, well, it's been Christmas and I put on so much weight and da-da-da and da-da-da. Don't tell me what I weigh, da-da-da, da-da. And I'm just like, that shouldn't like be a bad thing.
Yeah.
Or we'd have people that would be like, yeah, well, I was doing a diet, but I kind of gave up. Like, I didn't enjoy it. So then I just like didn't do it anymore. And it's like, yeah, because a diet should be something that you enjoy doing and eating. Yeah. Because otherwise you'll restrict yourself for 4-6 weeks and then be like, that was hell. Yeah. I hated that.
And then you'll never want to do it again. Yeah. And then you'll and then you've
got this negative perception of I can't eat pizza.
Then it comes into psychology.
There we go. I can't eat this.
Wow, look at this. Do you want a job?
Yes.
So that is something that annoys me is this idea of a diet, like going on a diet. You're already on a diet. Everybody is eating a diet, right? Your diet is what you eat on a day-to-day basis. Going on a diet isn't a thing in my world.
It's just changing aspects of your diet that you're on now.
And people tend to really go hard.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
And they think that that's going to work. And this is the other thing, it's like, oh, here's 5 exercises that'll give you a flat tummy. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that.
It's food intake. Also, women, this is controversial, but
good. We love a bit of controversy.
Women that have proper 6-packs, 8-packs, if they're not on contraception, they lose their period.
Do you?
Yes.
Interesting.
It affects your hormones because you have a layer of fat to protect your uterus. Yep. If you're like fully 6-pack, 8-pack, you lose your period.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Wow, I've been educated. I know that women have obviously a higher body fat percentage than men because they have a layer of fat around here, and obviously you've got boobs. Yeah. So, but that's a bit crazy,
Yes, want to look great. However, there's negative health effects. There's negative health effects to a lot of things, but that is definitely one of them.
So, because what I hate
not everyone loses a period. I don't want to say that if you have one, you will. Yeah. But you've got a higher chance.
Yeah. Wow. And that's, but this is the thing. I think that so many people, there's not enough education out there.
No.
And then there's a lot of very wrong education out there. And, I always say this about, AI and stuff like this and just people going, oh, I don't need a PT, I don't need a coach because I'll just watch it on YouTube. I'm like, okay, watch 15 videos and you'll probably see 14 different ways of doing something and only one of them will be right to you, but you don't know which one that's right to. And I've been doing a lot of networking recently. I met a lady called Natasha who is a nutritional therapist, and she was talking about a Dutch test. I don't know if you've ever heard of a Dutch test,
not.
But it basically it's a big test that does. I don't know about it, so I'm not gonna. I might put a little description on the screen of what it is. But it's basically a really big health test, like more advanced bloods. And somebody said, oh, well, can anybody get a Dutch test? And she said, well, yeah, but you can't read it. It'd be like you going and getting all your bloods done and getting everything done and you trying to understand what 1.78 per mmHg per DCML and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? You just wouldn't understand.
Millimoles per litre.
You wouldn't know what most of that stuff is. So I think there's not enough education in it. And I think that it's... I think we need to try to educate people as much as we can. And that's why I've started doing what I'm doing. I'm trying to get a big personal brand out there because calories are not scary.
No.
Actually, if you tracked your calories, you'd probably find that you would change your lifestyle.
I believe more tracking calories over macros because I think there is so much negative like calories and then you're like, oh my God, Bo, I'm 40 grams over my carbohydrate. And then you just start being like, oh, well, I can't do this right. I can't do that right. And it's like, well, just pick a few foods, like time it right, make sure it's filling. You don't have to restrict. Like,
it comes down to psychology again, though.
Yes.
Is people... Well, it's all linked to psychology. Watch me sign up to do a degree in sports psychology.
Well, there is a master's, but you have to get an undergrad first, actually.
I think I could do an undergrad. I could go to the Open University.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of effort, isn't it? It's a lot of effort to go to uni. I'm too old to go to uni now anyway. So
no one's ever too old.
No, I know, but like I've got a girlfriend and cats, and I don't want to go out clubbing at 4:00 in the morning anymore. I've done that,
Yeah.
And that's the fun part of uni. Why would you go to uni and not drink?
Why do I?
Why would you go to uni and not drink? Like I don't drink.
I personally don't drink.
I don't drink either anymore.
I don't drink it at uni.
That's interesting though, because
I still go out.
I still go out and fun as anything. I don't have to drink to be fun.
Exactly.
But I think what people tend to, so that I did see a pyramid on my nutrition course actually, and it was along the lines of what calories in, and then below that was calories in and protein. And then below that was calories and something else, and then a couple of different. So it was like, actually, if you want to really dig deep to it, track your calories, track your macros, track your water, track your sodium, your micros as well, your micronutrients. Because people track macronutrients, but they don't track their micros.
Micros are arguably more important.
This is the thing. But MyFitnessPal, no shade, sorry, probably shouldn't say their name, but there's apps out there that don't, and also they don't track it correctly.
No.
And it's very hard. You can see protein, fat, and carbs very easily. But when you see salt, people don't understand, they know how much salt, they know how much protein I should be having, but they don't know how much they should be having of salt, how much fiber they should be having. So when you look at this pyramid of needs.
Or they're tracking their food and they're not putting sauces, salt,
oh, that's the worst
on
thing.
top of it.
You have 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise on your burger or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's way more than you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But what it was is it's like almost like a hierarchy of needs.
Yeah.
And it was like, just track your calories.
Yeah.
Right. And then worry about your macros.
Yeah.
And then worry about your fats and carbs.
Doing too much at once is not.
What I normally say to my clients, I say, track your calories for a week just to see where you're at. Don't change anything. Just see where you're at to see what's going on, what you're currently eating and what we can change. But actually, not what we can take out, what we can keep in.
Yeah.
Because I hate the fact 100%. That PTs also go, right, well, let's see what we can take out of your diet. No. We're not trying to take things out.
No.
We are trying to keep in what's in. And we're trying to say, right, instead of eating this, eat this. And actually keep eating that.
Possibly.
Yeah. Well, as a nutritionist, I would say, eat this.
When you're qualified.
When I'm qualified. But, so I think that's one thing. But then what I'll normally say to my clients, and I say this to them, I say, track your calories, and then we can deal with macros, and then we can deal with calories and macros, and then we can deal with everything else.
Yes.
And because, otherwise it gets really overstimulating, and then the psychology comes in, well, I can't do this. Or I've had my cheat day now, I might as well keep going.
Yeah.
Or I've missed the gym, I might as well stop.
Yeah.
That's the saddest thing. And I think that's where I'm trying to be at with this whole personal brand, is trying to teach people and help people and reach more people that it's not scary and we have got this. And health and fitness does not have to be going in the gym 6 times a week, absolutely whamming chest every single day.
Well, I think like you might not want to show up, but I think you should show up and do it poorly, because at least you've shown up. Be
better to show up than not show. Yeah, show up. Literally, Alice wrote this the other day. Perfection stands in the way of progress.
Yeah.
And I love that. I think that was really, really good, because it was, just showing up is the most important thing. And
well, there'll be so many times where I don't want to go to football training. I'm like, I've had such a long day. I don't want to do this. And I turn up and I'm like, actually, I love all the people I spend time with.
Yeah.
This is why I turn up.
I've done it with the gym loads of times personally.
It's such a big thing.
Where you hate, I'm like, no, can't do this. And then I go and do it and it's great. But that's psychology. It's coming over yourself, isn't it? It's just getting over, not getting over yourself.
Yeah, but training yourself that you can do it regardless of how you're feeling. True. But then you also shouldn't neglect how you're feeling.
See, now this is where I go with, so I did therapy for a long while, and it was all about compassion versus leniency. Yeah. And it's very important to have a bit of compassion and say, do you know what, I'm really feeling exhausted today. I can't do it today. But then that's compassion. Yeah. Leniency would be, well, I didn't go yesterday, so I'm not going to go today, and I'm not going to go today, and you become lenient on yourself. Yeah. And that's where I think sometimes this whole discipline over motivation mindset is really toxic.
Oh, 100%.
I don't like the idea of discipline over over motivation.
Yeah.
I think discipline is very important.
Oh, 100%.
Self-discipline, general discipline is very important. But also, your long overarching motivation should be what keeps you going, not going and listening to a motivational speech on YouTube. That's going to give you instant gratification, short-term motivation. That's going to make you feel really good. Yeah. But your long overarching goal, my client will go to me, I want to lose this much weight. I want to fit in size 12 jeans. And I say, fantastic. What are you at the moment? I'm size 16. Okay, cool.
Also, that's not all jeans are the same size.
No, I know. It's horrendous.
Awful.
And they'll say, I want to do this. And I say, okay, that's your overarching goal. That's your motivation. That is your long, and why? Why? We get down to the deepest, something like the rule of 7 whys or something like that. And you get down to the deep rooted issue. Yeah. And that's your long-term motivation that should keep you going.
And then you broke it down into smaller goals.
Exactly. That motivation is what should carry you through, not short-term motivational video, but also not discipline all the time. Because if you focus on discipline, you are going to run your body into the ground.
You're going to burn out as well. So much.
Yeah. And that is the biggest thing for me, is people saying discipline over motivation all the time. It's like, you need to have some compassion for yourself.
Yes.
And that, again, probably links back into sports psychology. Look at that. Maybe you should be a sports psychologist. Why not?
It does take like 7 years to get there, though.
Have you got to do more degrees?
Yeah, so you have to do an undergrad, and then you have to do a master's, and then after the master's, you have to do, I think it's called like clinical training. Because that makes sense. You can't do any placements until you're like qualified.
Well, being like a doctor.
Yeah, pretty much. And then you can do like your PhD as well.
Wow. Are you going to do a master's degree?
Am I going to do a master's? Yeah. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that
I guess we finish next year.
I guess I'll be back and I'll let you know what I'm going on.
Get to year 3.
Get to the end,
and figure out how much you hate it. My friend dropped out of uni about 2 weeks before he finished uni.
No.
And
that's crazy.
All
that work.
I know, exactly. I mean, I wish I had gone to uni sometimes, but at the same time, I'm very happy that I didn't. So, but it's all personal preferences, isn't it, at the end of the day? What is your, because we'll start wrapping up now, what is your biggest set of advice to ideally a young girl who wants to get into sport?
Do it. Just there's not a girls team, join the boys team.
Do you think that's going to become a bit more popular soon when we do mixed football or like mixed sports? Because obviously you've got some sports that are mixed.
Yeah, well, so girls can play in boys football up until they're 12 or 13. And obviously if the boys are like, oh my God, there's a girl on the team, well, I'll prove them why you're on the team.
And that girl is probably better than some of those.
Probably, yeah. Like, just don't let anyone tell you that you can't do these things. My dad used to... So, yeah, my dad, when I was younger, I'd be like, oh, well, I want to do this or this or this. And he'd go, well, you can't do that because you're a girl. And I'd go and do it. And he goes, well, there you go then. That's why I tell you to do these things.
Yeah, but I love that.
So there's like
it's
two
reverse
ways to look
psychology,
at it.
isn't it? Yeah.
So there's one way where he's like, oh my God, Dad doesn't believe in me. Yeah. Why would he say these things? And then it was also like, well, fuck dad.
Yeah,
I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
But he knew I could do it. That's why he would tell me those things.
Oh, do you know what though? It's like reverse psychology. That is good. So there's a really interesting book written by Josh Humphreys, which is called High Performance. He also has a podcast, which was half of my motivation for starting this podcast. Yes. It's called the High Performance Podcast. And actually in there, they interviewed Alicia Russo.
Oh, really?
Who I would love to get on the podcast.
Icon. Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. I'd love to get on the podcast. But it was something about her brother and her dad. And her dad said something like, I think her dad was a football player. I don't quote me on any of this. I read High Performance like 2 years ago.
He's not done his research.
But there was something about her dad and Russo's and whatever. And then she became a famous footballer. And she's probably, arguably, to me, she is one of the most famous women's football players.
Yeah, she's up there.
I mean, Chloe Kelly just did that. The first time was so nice. We had to do it twice.
Icon.
There was a really interesting bit about that. And again, I might try and put it on the screen. There was a really interesting bit about Alicia Russo in High Performance. And she kind of, I think, shared the same connotations as you did of just do it. Like, it doesn't matter what other people think. No. It doesn't matter if you're playing on a boys team. Yeah. Go and show them why you're better than them. You've got to start
somewhere.
Absolutely.
Well, Mary Earp says, be unapologetically yourself. That's her little slogan, which is...
I like that. Be unapologetically yourself.
Just be you.
Yeah. What about going to uni? Have you got any advice for people going to uni?
Find something that you enjoy and do it in that. But if you're not sure, don't go.
Interesting. That's a good one. Okay. Yeah, I like that.
I don't think if you don't know what you're going to do, it's worth the amount of money that it costs to pay $9,000 plus more for a year to figure out that you don't want to be there.
Do you think that a lot of people now, so back in the day, university used to be oh my God, you've got a degree. And now it's, you haven't got a degree? Because everybody seems to be going to uni and getting these degrees.
But the amount of people that have a degree and don't do something within that degree.
Oh, my sister was the worst. She did a drama degree. She was a state agent. She was an estate agent.
Yeah,
so she
and she probably could have just done that without going to uni.
To be fair to her, it was a postgraduate position. Or something like that. So she did do it. She did get it because she graduated from university.
Yeah, but not in
drama. Yeah. She did want to be an actress, but she couldn't sing. I think so. She wanted to do performing arts, but she couldn't sing. Yeah, so it was something, and she wasn't even a bad singer. She just couldn't sing as well as other people. So whatever is what it is. So I think a lot of people are going to university now. They don't know why they're going to university. They're accruing all of this debt up to the age of 21, and then they kind of go out into the workforce and they have no idea what they're doing. And this is something that Alice was saying is, she didn't go to university. She was a director of a team. She was a marketing director for a company with a team of 7 or so people by the time she was 26.
Yeah.
Had she gone to university, maybe she wouldn't have had that opportunity.
Well, my brother didn't. He went to college and then was like, nah, I'm not going to uni, and was a team leader by the time he was 19.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
This is
you don't have to go and get these.
But you know that what you want to do requires you to do what you're 100%. Doing now. So
you also can wait to go to uni, get a job, and then if you go, okay, well, I actually think I'd be really interested in X, Y, Z. Go get.
Yeah, you're actually never too old for uni. I'm just joking. I'm just getting. I am.
I think last year at UoG's graduation, I think there was a woman that graduated and she was like 73.
Yeah, but that's so great. Like that's amazing. I think my uncle got a degree in his 40s. Like, yeah. There's nothing against doing it, and I think every day's a learning day. Right, you'll do this degree, you'll finish this degree, and you're going to be working. And in 10 years' time, you'll still be learning new things. You'll 100%. Still be getting new qualifications. You'll still be just doing absolute bits all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But like you're a PT. I'm not a PT. You've got more qualifications than I do, and you've never been to uni. Do you know what I mean?
It's true.
So like, there's also the route of I'm still doing trying to get my qualification, and you're qualified.
Come back to me in 5 years, see where we're at.
Yeah.
Interesting, exciting, really insightful. Have you got anything else you would like to finish on before we say goodbye to everybody?
Not that I can think of.
No, fantastic. Well, that was really insightful, and I appreciate you talking about your degree and everything like that, because
you're so welcome.
Like I say, I wish I'd delved into that more with other people.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to learn, what you're doing, why you want to do it.
Yeah.
and a bit of psychology. We loves a bit of psychology. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for watching or listening, whatever it was. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe,
all of those things.
Download. I don't know what. I still don't know how Spotify works.
Just do everything.
Do everything. Leave a comment, 5-star review, whatever.
And do everything in life. Just do it.
Just do it. What a quote. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.